Anthony Castrovince is the MLB national reporter. He joins us. Ranked the starting rotations in baseball, and Indians ranked fourth. Nationals were one, Tampa Bay and Reds ahead of the Indians. Indians fourth. What do you like about the Indians rotation? What do you see with it?
Well, it's amazing that you could still objectively rank them that high. Now, granted, I live in Cleveland, so maybe I'm a little more, I see them so often that maybe that bias creeps in. But I think objectively, I mean, I don't think anybody would argue that they're a top 10 rotation in MLB. And that's terrific considering that in the last calendar year, they've traded both Trevor Bauer and Corey Kluber. So to still have that depth and to still be churning out quality arms. I mean, we saw, Zach Plesac and Aaron Savali, what they contributed to this ball club last year, um, really unexpectedly that they were even thrust into that situation with injuries and the illness to Carlos Carrasco. It just shows that they've got a real pipeline in this system, and they still have pretty good depth. Well, I would say at the AAA level, there's no AAA season this year, but the depth of rotation options is still pretty strong going into 2020. But obviously, it's really fronted by that top end of the rotation. Carrasco coming back healthy in a rotation role as opposed to a bullpen role, and I mean, Shane Bieber and Mike Clevenger, the sky's the limit for those two. Those two, in my mind, go into the year as potential Cy Young candidates in the American League. Bieber took another huge step forward in 2019, had the great All-Star moment, but a great season to go with it. And Mike Clevenger, he's had some injury trouble, but when he has been on the mound the last couple of years, he's been, by some measures, by some metrics, a top 5 pitcher in MLB. So they got a real good thing going at the top end of that rotation.
How impressed are you from a national perspective? It seems like they do a really good job of developing guys. Plesac comes
Yeah.
in and immediately is ready. Aaron Savali comes in immediately ready. Even a reclamation guy, Jeffrey Rodriguez, was pitching well before he developed arm trouble. Whatever they're doing development-wise with pitching, it seems to be working.
Yeah, and they recognize that, look, we have to be strong in our pipeline, in our system, in our development to survive in a market like this, with a payroll like this. With all the things we are just talking about with Lindor, they can still field a competitive club, perhaps even after moving Lindor because of that pipeline. And what they've targeted in the draft is college arms predominantly and strike throwers, and kind of figure out the rest later. Because if you have that backbone of experience and that ability to command the strike zone, they can work on you in terms of getting the most out of your velocity, your raw stuff. They can refine that over the course of your professional career, and they've proven that. And the giant leaps forward. I mean, Mike Clevenger was a totally low profile trade acquisition in the Vinny Pistano trade several years back with the Angels, and he comes over here and then Trevor Bauer had a big influence on this as well in terms of players helping players get better, and that those seeds were sown, and they continue even after Bauer's departure, and they just have a strong developmental system in terms of coaching as well. So it's an important lifeblood for an organization like this.